So why don't you wear more jerseys though? You have so many jerseys.
I feel
prepared. Bring one.
I feel like I've finally graduated into being a man.
Now you're wearing like normal clothes.
And now I'm like, maybe I should just only wear aloe.
Let it be clear. Let me be clear though. I only wear these jerseys here, and in a fitting occasion like this, the Bengals jersey is perfect.
Yeah, you got the wrong Joe on.
Yeah. Welcome to the Fantasy Wise Guys, where we make smart moves so you don't have to. We haven't said that in a while, huh? We are your hosts, Myke Meals.
Joey Puma.
Big week of fantasy ahead, bro.
Oh, huge. Especially starting off with Week 7's first game last night. Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, battle of the icy hot bowl, as they like to call it.
The Unk Bowl, I heard. What else did they say on there?
Oh.
So there was Unk Bowl, the Icy Hot Bowl.
Old Man River Bowl.
Old Man River.
Yeah, you had a lot of things out there because of the age of the two quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, was 41. Oh, no, Flacco's 41. Aaron Rodgers is 40.
Yeah, well, I mean, between both...
81 years old.
Yeah, but between both of them, 7 touchdowns total yesterday. Bengals took the victory, 33-31. It was an awesome game. You could see that Joe Flacco has definitely probably saved the Bengals, especially all these offensive players.
And their season.
Dude, for real. I mean, and he looked amazing. The way he was throwing the ball out there looked like a vintage Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I think if the Bengals can will their way to mid-December and maybe have a, above 500 record, I truly believe that they can make the playoffs. Because think about it. If you run the offense... Joe Burrow is just 20 years older, a 20-year older Joe Burrow. He's a pocket passer. True. He gets the ball out quick. He's not even doing 3-step drops. It's kind of like I get the ball and get it out before I get killed. So, and it doesn't hurt when you have Ja'Marr Chase, who got 23 targets, 16 receptions. I think that was unreal last night.
It was a Bengals record, 16 receptions he had last night.
Unreal.
What was and so let's talk about the pass catchers. Let's go over what were the stats. Who do we have for Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins? What did they get?
So Ja'Marr Chase, T. Higgins. Hold on here.
Go up a little bit. So on here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
What studs? 22 receptions between both of them.
Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have a mouse.
Well, you gotta control that, Puma.
Yeah,
control,
really.
click.
I'm not good with the computer, I swear to God.
What is going on here, dude? Well, this laptop is a little messed up. Okay, you got him right here.
All right, I got him right here. Okay, so Ja'Marr Chase, we'll lead off with the superstar of the night. 16 receptions, 161 yards. He averaged 10 per, right? He had a touchdown on 23 targets. That is insane. That's Hall of Fame status. T. Higgins, 6 receptions, 96 yards, averaged 16 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, he was phenomenal as well. Ishivas, I mean, not many people probably played Ishivas, but if you were in a shaky flex position, 3 receptions, 49 yards, and Noah Fant, I mean, which was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I definitely thought that, because in the past, Joe Flacco liked the tight ends on Cleveland. And Njoku, you remember that. Noah Fant, 4 receptions, 44 yards, and a TD. On the Pittsburgh side, oh my God, it was a shame. DK Metcalf was terrible. Terrible. I played him last night.
Awful.
I tried to get the stack. I had Aaron Rodgers in our league.
Yeah.
But I had Aaron Rodgers across in every league.
Yeah.
But also, too, other than our league, I have DK Metcalf, and he killed me. Only 8 points last night in fantasy. It was terrible. 3 receptions, 50 yards. I mean, it was just terrible. I mean, you open up the game with a 39-yard pass and catch. You're thinking, this is too easy. And then he got 11 more yards. That was insane. Hated it.
That's 4 touchdowns between all the tight ends, basically. A classic Arthur Smith recipe.
Yeah,
right
he definitely was like, no DK, all tight ends. And let's bring up those tight ends. Pat Freiermuth, 5 receptions, 111 yards. I mean, this was his coming out party. He broke out in a big way. The Muth got loose. Jaylen Warren was in the past game, right? 4 receptions, 31 yards. Jonnu Smith opened up the game with a touchdown. 3 receptions, 28 yards. Rowan Wilson, Scotty Millen, they got involved as well,
Yeah,
too.
so there was a lot of different, I guess, tight ends that got involved. Most likely, none of those guys that you're ever going to play, unfortunately, because it's such a long shot whether or not they're going to get in the end zone. But regardless, it makes me worried for DK Metcalf in the future because you thought the Cincinnati Bengals, this was a classic matchup for them. Real easy, simple, perfect targeted team to go after, but I just, I'm really let down by DK Metcalf right now.
No, that was a horrible way to start that game, and well, it was a good way to start the game, but a horrible way to finish. I mean, I needed him 10 yards for FanDuel. I needed 60 yards. He got 50. It was terrible. Bengals come out with the win. Great fantasy days for everyone, but DK Metcalf. What could I say?
I mean, and honestly, going forward, you know that you're going to have to play him whenever you can. I mean, if you have another viable option, sure, you could bench DK, but do you really want to?
No, and you can't.
In the end, one person I know for sure that you cannot bench on the Steelers, Mr. Jaylen Warren. You know I've been a big Jaylen Warren
fan. Oh, you love him.
For years.
You love him.
For years, even since Najee was the bell cow over there in Pittsburgh. But little by little, you saw Jaylen Warren get more opportunities over time. Last night really showed 7.9 yards a carry, 7.9 yards a carry, 16 total carries, 127 yards, no touchdowns. But he also had, let me see here. Also had 4 receptions, 31 yards, 19.8 full PPR points. Jaylen Warren was a monster last night, running through everybody. And even Chase Brown.
Dude,
Chase Brown was resurrected.
Chase Brown was resurrected. More of a conventional offense. They didn't throw it to him as much. He would lose yardage.
Yeah, he caught 2 passes and got killed.
Behind the line of scrimmage. But rushing-wise, he looked elite. Looked viable as that second-round pick, third-round pick that people took him. I mean, Joe Flacco revitalized the offense. As old as he is,
I know.
All they needed was someone to just be the point guard. Just be Chris Paul.
They needed
somebody
that
be
guy.
Chris Paul, please.
And you could see how smart he is because they were doing all these little short passes because he knew he didn't have a lot of time to get the ball out. Mm-hmm. That's why all these passes, just a little quick, 10 yards. I mean, Jamar Chase, only 10 yards a catch. Not bad. Normally he is a lot higher than that. But again, Joe Flacco, quick throws just to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, 33 targets between both of them. And I mean, Chase Brown, 11 carries, 108 yards. He's back. He's a stud. You can put him in. Obviously, you want the touchdown equity. We didn't get it. And you know what? He might not get as many receptions going forward without Burrow around because Burrow likes to sit in the pocket a little bit longer. But you can at least put him in. You know that they're going to be moving the ball a little bit more. You could be a little more confident in him. And in the end, I think this was a huge win for the Bengals. Anybody that sold Jamar Chase, like a huge, like a Quentin Johnston for
Jamar Chase, you lost out. But I can't blame those people because if you saw how bad Jake Browning was against Minnesota after, the Joe Burrow injury, you really thought to yourself, Bengals season is done. All their skill positions are done. Now with Joe Flacco, like I reiterated before, it revitalizes the offense. He knows where to go to the ball, go with the ball. His playmakers in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Yeah. And if Noah Fant becomes a viable streamer, I mean, now he's bringing him to light.
And honestly, though, that's why in the future, if you have like a bad feeling about things like that. Let's say you do get Jamar Chase, you draft him, and then all of a sudden, in a couple weeks, you got Browning in there. You want to trade him because you're scared Burrow's not going to be back all year. How you doing? Right. But you're scared Burrow's not going to be back. Hold it for a little bit. Hold him for a little bit. Don't panic sell and then get shit for him, basically, because that I know anybody who traded him yesterday was sick watching that game.
Don't sell pennies on the dollar.
Justin, can you get me a napkin? I got this neural gum in. I got to spit it out.
Yeah, you with the neural gum.
The neural gum got me focused. But look, they're back. One big game this week. We know PUKA NACUA will not be playing in the London game.
Right.
Rams. This is a Rams Jaguars London game. 9:30 Sunday. Big game. PUKA ruled out. So PUKA NACUA, it's a real shame because he was having such a good season, and last week, him coming out early like that really messed a lot of people up. But I will say that don't be too scared with Puka. You're only going to basically miss 1 week, low ankle sprain. He's got a week 8 bye, but week 9, hopefully you could start him with confidence, and then by week 10 or 11, he's back to full effect.
No, absolutely. And, because of that injury, it makes starts like Jordan Whittington viable, Tutu Atwell, but the man that gets a major upgrade, right? It's ranked wide receiver 5 for week number 7, Davante Adams, Myke.
Yeah.
Davante Adams is going to be the king of the targets, this week. Last week, I believe, he had, 9 targets, and that was with Puka.
With Puka.
Right, and then he got injured. 4 receptions, 39 yards. Obviously, that's going to go up. That was in a game that was...
It was a rough game.
Yeah,
it was a weird game.
It was a Kyron Williams kind of game.
Yeah.
Just run the clock out, score, make timely throws for Stafford. But in the end, I believe Davante Adams will benefit from this Nacua loss. So fire up Davante for sure.
Prior to week 7, prior to week 6, Puka NACUA was averaging about 12 targets a game. So these are all 12 targets vacated amongst, all the pass catchers over there. Davante Adams now a top 5 wide receiver this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's unbelievable because Puka was so on fire. 23 points, 27 points, 22, 36, 24. I mean, he was on fire this season. I'm so upset to see him go.
Yeah, Pikachu. I think because they haven't put him on the injured reserve, I think the minimum he'll miss is this game. Yeah. I know a lot of reports are like he's going to miss 2, right? But I feel like because of the competitor he is, he will, come back after this London trip.
Yeah, everyone was freaking out, but in the end,
plus they have a bye.
Back. Be glad it's not like Neighbors or Tyreek Hill, and you're right, he's got the bye, so rest up, big fella.
Right, he's only going to be missing 1 game.
Are you considering starting in a pinch, if you have to, in your flex? Are you considering Jordan Whittington or a Tutu Atwell? They're both healthy.
Well, I would definitely lean towards Whittington, just
Whittington?
because Tutu
Really?
is more of the high risk volatile. One.
Boomer bust, for sure.
Right, boomer bust. I feel like Jordan can get those passes over the middle, take that Puka roll, right, of the bubble screen.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time, I believe, 2 years ago where Jordan had to come in, and he put up some relevant fantasy numbers. I mean, against Jacksonville, it's a smash play. I'm not even saying to not consider it. I think it's a great play as a flex, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that morning you wouldn't put him in your flex, you'd put him in your wide receiver too. But he's a great play because someone has to get those targets. Davante Adams might be double covered, triple covered, and the Jaguar defense has been good, but not to wide receivers. They rank 10th easiest. So I feel like Stafford could really do some work, and why not throw a dart at Jordan Whittington?
I guess that would be the guy I'd have to play too. After last week when Puka NACUA went down, he played 92% of the snaps, even more than Davante Adams. So this guy's going to be on the field.
Right, he's on the field.
Exactly, and that's the most important thing when it comes to fantasy. So, start him if you have to, I guess, but, check out some other options.
I'm not like, running to go start Jordan Whittington. Yeah. But you know what? It's not a terrible play. I'm totally cool with it, but it's definitely over Tutu. Tutu is like your, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 1 might be a touchdown. We don't know. He's more volatile. Jordan will get more of the targets.
Sometimes I want no part in those London games, dude. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, God. It's like, how do you, it's like you get up and it's like Jordan Addison's running for 81 yards. It's like, Ireland, all those games, it's a little bit tough on the East Coast. I can imagine on the West Coast.
I can imagine. But... So another team battling with injuries right now, the 49ers.
Oh, God, I told you that place was built on a ancient burial ground.
Yeah, I know, man. They have somebody doing voodoo over there.
Wait, did you hear MVS now hurt?
What? Oh, my God.
News just came out before we started filming.
Not
MVS
surprised.
out. He will be put on IR. So another wide receiver knocked out, and this will lead to, another great start that I truly feel. Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy out for week 7. Mm-hmm. So for me, smash play Kendrick Bourne. I really feel like Kendrick Bourne, he could set some history here, Myke. Do you know that in forever of the 49er history, they've never had a wide receiver go 3 straight weeks with 100+ yards. That has never happened. And that could be
this week.
Kendrick Bourne star.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. And he's like Kendrick Jason Bourne. He does have that rapport with Mac Jones.
Oh, from New England.
You know what, man? It's funny. When Mac Jones got his target, just like last year with Brian Thomas Jr., he's going to go to that guy over and over again.
And there is news that George Kittle is back.
Yeah, George Kittle will be back this week. Yeah,
he will return. Even if it's for half a quarter, he will return. So, George Kittle, primetime, he's noted to get an end zone look. So look for a George Kittle anytime touchdown. So that, again, if you have Kittle, fire him up. But I still don't stay away from Bourne. There still has to be someone else to get targets.
Yeah, for sure.
And he loves looking at him.
Kendrick Bourne is a must start right now. As long as Ricky Pearsall's out, even if Jawan Johnson plays, I think, or Jawan Jennings, I'm sorry. We always get that confused.
Yeah.
Even if Jawan Jennings plays, you got to play him. And then the same with George Kittle. To me, even though it's a tough Atlanta defense, if George Kittle plays, you got to automatically plug him into your lineup. It's that simple.
I feel like people are picking Atlanta to upset them at home. But what people don't really, because they don't watch as much, they're just going by the betting line. Atlanta isn't as good away from the dome. I feel the 49ers will win this game outright just because, they got beaten up. We got blown out by Carolina 2 weeks ago in Carolina. So, again, I would give the 49ers more of a shot than that, and they're home.
Yeah, George Kittle, though, that to me is the one play that I'm super excited about.
Question. In a pinch, who are you playing, Kendrick Bourne or Jordan Whittington?
In a pinch, I'm playing, without a doubt, I'm playing Kendrick Bourne, even if Kittle plays.
Because Bourne has the tougher matchup.
Yeah, Kendrick Bourne has a tougher matchup for sure.
Yeah,
but I like the fact that
Mac Jones has that rapport with him.
And there's other options. Like Atlanta has to focus on George Kittle. Atlanta has to focus on Christian McCaffrey, and then they might need to focus on Jennings. Like this isn't going to be no picnic for them, and I can honestly see it. Call me crazy, but I can honestly see it being a low-scoring game too.
Low-scoring game. I could possibly say no, knowing that Pearsall and Brock Purdy are both out. Both of these guys, Kittle and Bourne, I could definitely see get a touchdown each. So Mac Jones is not even a bad play.
George Kittle, though, man, he's got years of experience with the 49ers. He's got no matter what quarterback is in, or no matter which guy is in, he's going to get a bulk of the targets.
Absolutely.
Averaging 16 points a game last year. The guy was an absolute stud, and he said he's fully healthy. Shanahan said he's going to clear him by Saturday, so get him into your lineups. Make sure that you have an option, though, just in case, because it's Monday. As long as you see him get activated.
Well, that's Sunday. So 49ers
it's Sunday, you're right.
Sunday
Never
night.
mind.
So, if I'm, a George Kittle owner, you never know, late scratch, I would have Jake Tonges on the side.
Tanj?
Yeah, same team. If George Kittle back, Tonjes becomes irrelevant for me. But if no Kittle, late scratch, what have you, fire up Tonjes because Mac Jones likes to go to him.
Maybe even keep, if you already have Tonjes, maybe keep him for like a week or two, just in case
any
re-aggravation or anything like
re-aggravations, and don't forget about that ancient burial ground.
You don't want that re-aggravation or you're going to get aggravation. You know what I mean?
Literally. How you down?
So more injuries, the Buccaneers and the pass catchers over there. Oh my God, it's driving me insane. Emeka, Egbuka, Chris Godwin, Bucky, Irving, and now potentially Myke Irving.
Not Myke Irving.
So let me say it again. Emeka, Egbuka, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving, and Mike Evans potentially not playing. All of them basically not playing. So, I mean, what do we do here, dude?
Well, Mike Evans didn't practice today, I believe, right?
So he practiced twice this week, limited Wednesday and Thursday, and then no practice Friday.
I still think that Mike Evans can start just because rethinking this whole thing. Their game is Monday night, so they have an extra day of rest. So I wouldn't, when it comes to a Monday night game, I would really consider Saturday practice.
Yeah,
right?
Saturday practice.
Because you have to take that serious. If he gets another limited in there, I would assume that he's going to play. But if he doesn't, I would, out of all these pass catchers, Tez Johnson, Cade Otton. I feel like can be viable options.
Wait, say that again. Out of all these pass catchers, what?
Out of all of the pass catchers that could be there with the absence of Emeka, Mike Evans, and so forth, Tez Johnson, Cam Johnson, Sterling Shepard, Cade Otton.
Receivers,
yeah. Those are the guys that are there. Tez Johnson would be my guy to go to.
Tez Johnson,
Yeah.
I mean, he was the guy that seemed like he was the most explosive.
Right.
And he was the higher draft pick.
Right. I feel like he could have a bigger impact on the game. Someone's got to catch the ball, like we always say. So those are vacant targets.
You wouldn't play Sterling Shepard over Tez Johnson?
Even though him and Baker have the college rapport, no. I would still go Tez.
Okay. What about out of the Johnson & Johnson twins, Tez or Cam? Obviously Tez.
Obviously Tez.
I mean, I'm going to go Tez there too. But you already know, man.
Tez.
I told you this week we had a little back and forth on the waiver wire. Me and Puma always swap and stuff. It's like he's what do they call that it's like we're Eskimo brothers on the waiver wire. We're like dropping guys back and forth. But my main guy that I want to play from this matchup, and we'll talk about it a little more later, Cade Otton. That's another little stash if you have the chance to put him on your bench behind Kittle, because he also plays after him. We were talking about that earlier. But Cade Otton could be a great play. And all these guys, I feel like their production is going to be dependent on if Mike Evans plays.
Yes, everything will be dependent on Mike Evans. But let's say he does play, right? The only one of those pass catchers I would still play if Mike Evans plays is Cade Otton. Just because, again, tight end, wide receiver. What if Mike Evans is even on a snap count?
Yeah.
We don't know. Once he's in, you're in. And, obviously, if you have Mike Evans, you got to play him. What if he scores? So that's who I would be leaning towards.
I think, and if you have Egbuka, Mike Evans, any of these guys that are injured, even Bucky, Irving, I think you should have a Tez Johnson on your bench just in case, because you still want a piece of that Tampa Bay offense. Yeah. You still want insurance just in case.
Baker's at MVP level.
MVP, and then this Monday we didn't really talk about this game yet, but the Lions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, this is a huge game between both of them. Expected to be a high-scoring affair. This is in a dome in Detroit. Expect the Buccaneers to potentially be trailing, which means they're going to throw the ball a ton.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield's a dog.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of points scored. I got to get a piece of this action.
I don't blame you, Mike. Cade Otton and having all the pass catchers there with Tez Johnson, who wouldn't want a piece of this action, especially if Mike Evans is out?
There's two games I really want a piece of, and it's this one and then the Commanders-Cowboys.
Yeah, and those are the two highest scoring games of the week on Vegas, right? At 54.5 under over. And if that's also another little trick too, a little tidbit. If you're looking for streamers, right? In our league, I just picked up Chris Moore. Commanders. Just because you want to get a piece of those high scoring games. Same. Let's say if Jaden Daniels has 300 yards passing. Well, Chris Moore had to have something to do with that, whether he had 50 yards and a TD, whatever. You want to have pieces of those high-scoring games with bad defenses.
Yeah, for those who don't understand the context there, the Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin will both not be playing for the Commanders this week. Yeah, you can expect some other pass catchers, like he said, Chris Moore. I added Mr. Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Again, one of those things back and forth where Puma did one thing, I did another. Passing Bam Knight back and forth on the waiver wire.
He was getting thrown around like a rag doll.
But we essentially decided to drop Bam Knight collectively, and I took Luke McCaffrey, he took Chris Moore. But you're right, those are the guys you want to get a piece of. I mean, oh God, right? He'll be the one that dominates. But yeah, anyway, those are games I want to get a piece of. Wait, let's do a quick who would you rather in terms of flex options. If you're in a pinch, and I'm sure a lot of you are, because if you're looking to start one of these guys with all the injuries.
Sounds like my life.
You might be in a pinch. So let's go with some of these guys. Tez Johnson or Kendrick Bourne?
Oh, Bourne.
Tez Johnson or Luke McCaffrey this week?
Damn, that's a tough one, because now you're playing with Monday night, and you know what? It's gonna sound crazy. I'm going Luke McCaffrey.
Me too. I like that.
Because Dallas is so bad. Even Garrett Wilson scored last week, 2 weeks ago. No.
What about this one? 2 waiver wire tight ends this week. Cade Otton or Harold Fannin Jr. Both fantastic matchups.
Cade Otton, slam dunk. I want nothing to do. I know some people will say you could utilize Cleveland's, pass catchers, only the tight ends, and Njoku and Fannin. I want no piece of that offense if your name is not Judkins. I want no piece of the Browns offense unless it's their running back, because as you could tell, they have lefty Mark Sanchez out there who can't even see over the line. It's going to be 40 miles per hour wind gusts, right, in Ohio. It's going to be disgusting out. That's a great chemistry for running the ball.
Definitely. I was trying to trick you there, so I know you knew too about the weather. But yeah. I mean, we want to avoid bad weather. We want to avoid bad weather matchups like that at all times. And this is the time of the year where you really got to pay attention to it.
Yeah. Plus, with Cade Otton, you're in the Lions dome, so you're dealing with neutral weather. It's a slam dunk.
And if you're in a negative game script, you're going to throw the ball.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean, and honestly, that's a great point. When it comes to tight ends, we were talking about this. If you drafted anyone other than Trey McBride, you are most likely unhappy right now, and that is because there have been many startable tight ends that were drafted later. Jake Ferguson, Dalton Kincaid, Mason Taylor, Cade Otton, Harold Fannin Jr. All of these guys drafted later or were not drafted at all, and they're all viable starting options this week. If you're drafted Brock Bowers, you're pissed. George Kittle, you're mad. Mark Andrews, TJ Hockenson, David Njoku, all these guys have had horrible starts of the season. And I think that going forward, I don't want to draft I don't want to draft an elite tight end.
Yeah, no. Going forward, I told a lot of people who wanted to draft Brock Bowers at the 112 or 201 turn, it was sorely a mistake, just because we know that they're talented, but at the end of the day, I could go draft Tyler Warren, 7th round, 8th round, Dalton Kincaid, some mostly wasn't even drafted.
I can't believe I forgot to mention Mr. Warren.
Dallas Goedert, 11th round pick.
Another one.
These are guys that you could get late, and still have production. That's why, for me, I'm still old school. Wait on the quarterback, wait on the tight end, load up on the running back, wide receiver, because you see with injuries, as my team has been ravaged by, I'm over here, on Vidal, on Kaimi by Vidal, I'm getting hot and bothered for Kaimi. That's how you know that, you get in desperation mode, and skill position is king.
You got to load up on those RBs and receivers. You really do. Because, oh my God, it's unbelievable, man. And every year you always think, oh, maybe I want to draft Kittle. And he's still a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm so happy now that I got George Kittle.
Injury concern.
Ready to activate him. Exactly. And then for what? At what cost? You're spending a 4th round pick on someone like George Kittle, and then you're missing out on other guys.
You could have had a loaded squad with Jamar Chase, Jordan Mason, yada yada yada, and had Mason Taylor at tight end. And gotten away with like a Matthew Stafford at quarterback, or even streamed a Joe Flacco from last night, or Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I know.
As you could see, sometimes you just have to cover up the name and just look on the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. But look, that's why you got to really value, I guess, every viable or every startable tight end you get. Don't drop them right away. Make sure you hang on to them and you keep an eye, because it could be anybody's day any week with an injury. Somebody else can arise and there's a new player in town. That's it.
Yep.
So starts of the week. Starts of the week, baby.
Starts of the week. You leading us off, or I'm going?
We had some good ones last week. I mean, we had Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt, who I think was going to have even a bigger game this week. And then, of course, Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle dominated.
Rico Suave was the best play of the week, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was he's a walking 42 points. I know Chuba's back.
I was going to say, before we get into the starts,
who
were you starting, Chuba Hubbard or Rico Dowdle? Both healthy. If they're both in.
Dowell. I'm staying in the flames.
You gotta stay Dowdle, right?
And if I'm the coaching staff, hopefully they have a brain, Dave Canales and the boys, that you just keep feeding the lion. You keep feeding them. Yes,
the Panther.
The Panther. No, like I would work on Chuba Hubbard. Don't get me wrong. There's place for both of them. But at the end of the day, I have to go with the hot hand. Right now, the team is rallying around Rico. He runs angry. There's a difference between, running between the tackles and running angry.
Yeah, they're two different style runners.
Right. Rico runs like he is going to feed his family. Chuba already got the contract. He's already feeding them. They're fine.
I think Rico, too, being on the one-year deal, that they're going to run him into the ground.
Yeah.
You saw Dave Canales, what he said, though, right?
What did he say?
That he's not he knows of the two who's going to get the starting role on Sunday, but he's not going to release it until game time.
Yeah, because we all know you would have to be an idiot. It's Rico. Let's get me on a Rico.
And like, I don't know what you're trying to, what you're trying to do.
Well,
you're trying to trick the Jets or something.
Well, you know what? It was like
fooling us, buddy.
Dude, it was like Harbaugh, right? Like the morning of the Chargers, he goes, Hassan Haskins going to get bulk of the work, right? These coaches, if I was a betting man, wink, wink, I would always go the opposite way.
Yeah, they play mind games with each other,
because
especially in terms of strategy.
It's in terms of strategy, and again, it's just whatever you want to call sportsmanship. But moving on, I really feel like Rico will take the reins and be the starter here on going forward. I mean, he can't score a touchdown against the Jets. Also, too, coming into work, I had a phone call. One of my good friends, he was like, "Well, I'm 1-5. I really need this win. Who do I play, Rico Dowdle or Alvin Kamara?" And Chicago has been a run funnel team, but I said stay in the Flames, Rico Dowdle.
Oh yeah. So in terms
Are we doing our starts of the week?
Let's get to that.
Let's get to that.
In terms of our starts of the week, do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right.
What do you got?
We gonna go, my boy. I said it before, Quinshon Judkins. This is the only man I want that is a Cleveland Brown. I did mention the weather, Mike. 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's going to be a tornado out there. We might have some precipitation as well. What's the best remedy for that? Running the ball. I mean, last week he did rush for 12 attempts, got 36 yards. It was pitiful. But that was because of the Miami I'm sorry. It was because of who did they play last week? Steelers. Because the Steelers, they got ahead of them so much that they fell behind and really didn't get to dominate. So and establish the run. So for me in this game, Miami has the 7th worst run defense. They give up the 7th most points to the running back position. I think this is a slam dunk. Look at Kaimi Fadal. He got 22 points for you against these Miami Dolphins last week. So I feel like, why not? And you know what I like to say, right? If the guy doesn't score the week before, he's going to score this week, Mike. He's going to score. How could he not?
Metrics, numbers, patterns, yeah.
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, like you can only push so much. You got to get some push back.
Definitely.
That's my start of the week. Quinshon Judkins.
I remember when you mentioned it earlier, you mentioned him or Jordan Mason, and I was like, oh, man.
That's a tough one, man.
I was considering, either one of those guys as the start of the week. But now, what about that? If in a matchup like this, if you had to play Quinshon Judkins in a rain game against the Miami Dolphins or Jordan Mason against the Eagles, who Cam Scatterbo just shredded, Who would you play of the two?
Gun to my head, I'm going with the better offense and the better. We're playing in a dome in Minnesota, so I'm going Jordan Mason.
You gotta go Jordan Mason. In
but
that case.
other than Jordan
better
Mason, Quinshon Judkins, I feel like is gonna dominate just because Miami is just so bad on defense.
Yeah, no, he's gonna have a phenomenal day. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised now that we even said this that all of a sudden Judkins completely outshines your man Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
So let me write down the start of the week later. Hold on, Jordan Mason. This is going to be beautiful for later on. Let me go over my start of the week. I talked about it earlier. My man, Cade Otton. Now, I know you're laughing. He's just some random tight end on the waiver wire. But let me explain something to you. Cade Otton has peaked before. He has risen to the occasion in several instances where his players got injured. So he's been used heavily in the passing game. Over the last 2 games, he's been used heavily in the passing game. Even logged 100% of the snaps once Egbuka was out last week. 9 catches, 132 yards over the last 2 games. Last year when Godwin got hurt, from week 7 through 9, he logged 18 points, 29.1 points, and 21.7 points in full PPR, 19 receptions in total over the course of those 3 games, and 3 total touchdowns. In this high-scoring affair, I want a piece of this offense. This could be a repeat. Get him into your lineup. Cade Otton is even flex-worthy in my opinion, mainly because of the matchup and the lack of pass catchers. Like I said, 100% of the snaps when Egbuka was gone. This is something to pay attention to. Get him into your lineup immediately. I'm Cade Otton all the way. I have him starting in 3 leagues this week. Let's go.
I love that. I love that take. And if you're down a couple of points and, knowing this makes this start of the week even better if Mike Evans is out.
Oh, that's a big reason why I'm considering it, because he didn't completely practice today.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of guys that you got to pay attention to this week.
Absolutely. Another guy, a sneaky start of the week for me, like a sleeper start of the week.
Uh-oh.
I got a little sleeper changing it up here. I'm going to go Jordan Addison. We're going to go back to that Vikings-Eagles game. You saw what Wan'Dale Robinson did to the Eagles last Thursday night. I mean, why can't Jordan Addison do it? I mean, his 3rd game back. Last week he got 6 targets, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Why can't he do it? They're just coming off a bye. 2 weeks ago, Jordan Addison. Why can't he do it again? The coverage is going to be all over Justin Jefferson.
All over him.
So Jordan Addison, I think, makes them a better team. And hint, hint, Carson Wentz, little revenge game.
Honestly, that's a great call. I think Jordan Addison always has that big play potential because, like you said, Justin Jefferson, all eyes are on him, dude.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about
not
Jordan
to harp
Addison.
on it again, the weather.
Oh, the weather. It's a dome game.
It's a dome. That's the whole point.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Neutral game.
Me and Puma are big on the weather impacting games this year. Like,
yeah, dude, it could really F up your roster.
Yeah.
If you're expecting big points and you're walking out there and it's raining cats and dogs and the gusts are 40 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
The only person that's really viable is if you have a running quarterback or a running back from that game. Other than that, the ball's not going anywhere.
When it comes to weather, kickers, receivers, and quarterbacks always suffer the most. Remember that.
Yep.
Dome games, who doesn't love dome? Anyway,
Pause.
That'll do it, man. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Fantasy Wise Guys, please follow us also on Instagram. Fantasy Wise Guys, we've been putting up some fire content lately.
Oh.
Again, we are the Fantasy Wise Guys.
Yeah, my favorite one actually, that Rashee Rice Thor.
Oh.
You got to see that. Infinity Wars.
Yeah, Len, put that up if you can remember.
That is a sick reel. Love it. And shout out to the guys that make us look good out there because that was epic.
That AI is unbelievable, man. And it's taking over the world. Soon we're going to have AI up here of us. We're not even going to be up here.
Puma.
It's just going to be AI up here.
Yeah. Take care, all. Master your game.